Hi guys, welcome back to BattaBox. I'm so happy that you joined me today. We are going to be talking about Nigerian women today. I've had a lot of people ask me about this and they wanted to find out what my opinion was about dating or even marrying a Nigerian woman. Now, before we jump into that, my last video was talking about the holiday season and how you can give during the holidays and how traditionally the holidays are celebrated in Nigeria. I'm going to leave a card up here for you if you want to go ahead and watch that video. But back to the topic of today, talking about Nigerian women and if you're interested in dating Nigerian women. So my credentials is that I've dated several Nigerian women, both in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria. And I've also have sisters, fortunately. So I know how Nigerian women are. So with that said, I want to just say that a typical Nigerian woman is very smart. So definitely they are smart. And that means they are probably more educated than the average woman. A lot of Nigerians really, really value education. A lot of homes actually, Nigerian homes value education. So more likely you are going to be meeting someone who's either pursuing a bachelor's degree or already have a bachelor's degree at a minimum. And if you hit the jackpot, you marry someone who has a PhD. So, or a medical doctor, a lawyer. Nigerian women are actually quite driven and very, very educated. On top of that, those who are not like formal educated, they have this hustle about them. This hustle mentality. They sell things, they trade, they make money. So definitely that's who your typical Nigerian woman is. Another thing about them is that they're very, very spiritual. They go to church a lot. They love their pastor. Never ever say ill of their pastor's wife. And they don't miss church on Sunday. They always at church on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nigerian women are very, very spiritual and they pray a lot. So you see them praying all these vicious prayers, and as long as you're on the right side with them, then you should not have any problem. And more importantly, Nigerian women are beautiful, just really, really beautiful women. So if you're dating someone who is Nigerian, she's got to have one of those qualities. She's either very smart or highly educated. She's really like a hustler. She's very spiritual or a super devoted church goer who prays a lot, and also very beautiful. Now, with all this combination, as a guy and someone who have had many friends who come to me and say, hey, how do I date Nigerian women? Like how do I relate to Nigerian women? I'm going to give you some characteristics of what a typical Nigerian woman would expect from you. And one of them is that you need to be financially buoyant. Nigerian women love money. Like, if you do not have money, stay away from a Nigerian woman. Or even if you don't have money, but you need to have a prospect of making money or having money in the future. Money is kind of number one, and money is a big one. If you are not strong enough, you will be financially drained. Nigerian women are very, very, very expensive and also very, very demanding, financially demanding. So it's like you need to have like a savings account to go into a relationship with a Nigerian woman, because she's gonna be asking you. Like, there's this thing about Nigerian men back home whereby they take care of the women a lot. And if you go a little bit deeper, you find out that these people, men who spoil women in Nigeria, a lot of them are into politics or politicians, or they have lots of money. So the average guy like me or like you, who's not a politician or who doesn't have royal wealth, we will not be able to compete with those guys, because those other guys have lots of money and money is nothing to them. And that's what most Nigerian women are used to, especially those in Nigeria. So keep that in mind. Financing and having money is kind of a big one, or at least the prospect of having money. Another thing is this attitude of entitlement. Like, I'm your girlfriend, I'm your husband, I'm your wife, sorry, I'm your girlfriend, I'm your wife. This is what a wife gets, or this is what a girlfriend gets. You need to treat me like your girlfriend. You need to treat me like I'm your queen. You need to treat me like I'm your everything. So there's this entitlement kind of that you have to place them on a pedestal, and you don't like mess with them because they are your princess. So you need to treat them like a princess. So that entitlement thing, sometimes it's kind of like 11/10, like it's too high. And if you are not able to curb that, you might find that offensive to an extent. Another is also the attitude. Like, they have this attitude about them whereby they tend to like stoke drama. So if you're dating someone who's Nigerian and you haven't seen drama, then maybe you got a lucky one. But drama is just fussing about unnecessary stuff, or not being really logical or rational, and wanting to make a big deal out of everything. So that's something you need to kind of be aware of. because they will stoke fights and just talk about stuff that really don't mean anything, and they make it like a big deal. Now, this one is kind of important. Another factor, another point about Nigerian men is they may not be very good in the bedroom. So if you date Nigerian men and you say, well, I want to do this, they say, I can't do this because my pastor say I can't do this. Or, okay, let's do that in bed. They're like, oh, I can't really do that. Ew. That's what white women do. Like, black women don't do that. Or you ask for a particular favor in sex, in bed, and they just say, oh, no. Those people are like, it's not cultural. Those guys are going to offer. So I don't do that. Again, back to entitlement I was talking about earlier. I am this particular person. I don't do that. I'm your wife. Come on, you have to respect me. I'm not some girl that you pick in a club or a strip club. So I can't do that because I'm your wife. So they are not always very, very good in bed sometimes. And because of also the cultural norms and the upbringing, which is good by the way, don't get me wrong, they've not really experienced so much. And that makes it very difficult for some guys who are on the wilder side of things. So just expect that might be the situation whereby they're not that good in bed. The other factor is that they're family oriented. What that means is that if you marry a Nigerian girl who has a lot of siblings or a lot of family situation going on, you are basically inheriting that. So there's this culture whereby if you have someone who's the first daughter, if you marry the first daughter, for example, you have to train the brothers and the sisters and pretty much the whole family because it's a cultural thing. Then you have to take care of our parents, take care of our mom, take care of our family. There's that sense of when I marry, I need to marry into wealth and marry this guy, I become this guy's problem. So in other parts of the world, it's not the same because there's independence. The woman is kind of independent of the man. The woman hustles and gives to her family. But you marry into that family, you're really taking care of the kids, the siblings, sending them to college and doing all that stuff. The other thing also is Nigerian men are concerned about what you do. So when you meet them on the first date, they ask you, what do you do? Like, what's your job? Like, or where are you going? Again, they're very smart and highly educated, and they're asking you, where's your own trajectory? Like, they don't believe in the builder bear, whereby, okay, my guy's like, I don't know, working at a small shop or something, not making a lot. But I see a potential in that guy, and eventually that guy will become something in the future. No, Nigerian men don't do that. You need to be baked and ready to go. Occasionally, you might be lucky you find someone who maybe went to college together. But even then, the chick is like dating higher because there are guys already there giving her attention and giving her lots of money. So they really want to know what you do. What are you doing? What's your job? Where are you going? And also, where are we going together? Like on day one. They just want to like have that prospect that is something that will eventually come out of this. Otherwise, they won't even mess with you. Occasionally, they like to marry in their tribe as well because of cultural norms. Yoruba woman wants to marry a Yoruba man, and Igbo woman wants to marry an Igbo woman. So it'd be difficult to see someone who might even marry a white person. And this is something I've told some of my white friends. They're like, oh, I want to date Nigerian woman, but it's going to be really difficult because she has to be up against the family. And it's of all the Nigerian guys, why don't you marry from our village? Or why didn't you marry from our tribe? Why are you marrying outside? Like, what are you looking for outside that you're marrying? Even like in the Southwest, it might both be Yoruba, but one might be like Ogun State, another one like, or your state. They still be like, you need to marry from our village or from our town. So that's kind of a big thing about Nigerians. If you're dating someone who is Nigerian and you happen to be white or like not of that culture, and that person is interested in you, that person probably doesn't care much about the family, I have to say, and there might be consequences for that anyway. So keep that in mind. This one is a big one. They are always like on point in terms of fashion. Appearance is very, very important to them. If you look at South African fashion and maybe Egyptian fashion and probably Ghanaian and Nigerian fashion, Nigeria is like on top of all of them. So Nigerian men are always made up, always kept. Like they are always on point. Especially when they go out, like they need to have the makeup on, they need to have like expensive bags, really expensive outfit and dressing. So you need to have money to be able to like take care of a Nigerian woman. You have to maintain that, and along that maintenance also is the fact Nigerian men, a lot of them actually in Nigeria, they need what they call like a wife allowance or spousal support, which is interesting if you think about it. Like normally it's when someone is going through a divorce or if you're married for a long time they get spousal support, but not in Nigeria. Like every month the wife like gets an allowance, so expect that every month you'll be like, okay, every month, like you're right now, you check every month just to be her boyfriend or her husband, because it's for maintenance, for the upkeep, to have that appearance and to be able to go out, look good and party, with our friends. A plus of Nigerian women is that they are very good at cooking and they're very homely. Like, they clean, they don't like places to be dirty. And also food, like the food is always on point. Expect breakfast, lunch, dinner served on time. Unless if maybe she's sick or something's going on. But mostly they're very, very good at cooking and they make really, really good jollof rice, right? Really, really good food. Another thing is that Nigerian women are very demanding, like naggy maybe, demanding, always asking for stuff, always asking for more. You give this, you just be ready to give, like be drained. If you're not careful, if you are just starting up and you're like really into this particular woman, she might drain your finances, like she might ruin your financial structure you have. So be very, very careful of that. The other thing about Nigerian women is they're structured, like they like to plan things, they're very organized. If you like somebody who is organized, then that's fine. On the back end of that, if you like things that are spontaneous, which some people find romantic, Nigerian women may not like that because they like everything to be planned and structured in a particular way. And the last one I will leave is that Nigerian women, because the country allows polygamy, especially in the north, where the Muslims, they can marry more than one person, one wife, blah, blah, blah. Some Nigerian men don't mind if the husband has a side chick. So there's this concept of side chicks, whereby there are women who are actually okay with being side chicks, and there are men who are actually looking for side chicks for whatever reason. But the Nigerian men who are the homemaker or whatever, they don't mind as long as do not embarrass them. Just pay for what you need to pay, take care of the kids, make sure private schools are paid, make sure you give them their own allowance, they're fine with it. Whereas in other parts of the world, it's kind of like, no, it's strictly exclusive. So again, this video was requested by some of my friends and they wanted to find out like about Nigerian women and how to date Nigerian women. So I hope this is helpful. And I hope, I know people might leave comments and be like, wow, this is on point, this is wrong. Let's just, tell me what you think about it. Tell me if I'm right, if I'm wrong. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Leave that in the comment below. With that, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the like button on this video. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.
BattaBox.